Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this episode of the Adronis Archive, we're going to be talking about the function of emotions. We are here at this time, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. We shall speak as it relates to the idea of the function of emotions. Now, when you're looking into the depth of emotions themselves, they are not an enemy. They are not something that is looking to be vanquished. They're not looking to be destroyed. Your emotions are, in that sense, a very, very helpful tool for yourself. You have to see your body as a gauge. As a gauge, it will let you know that when you're starting to go off very deeply into the red, you're going to start getting emotional. You may start to get tense, you may start to get stressed out, you may start to get frustrated, angry, apprehensive, etc. These emotions are not your enemy. They're letting you know that when the steam off your head is starting to explode and the gauge is now starting to go off deeply into the red, you're going to have emotional reaction. Emotions basically are the idea of a great deal of stress of feelings. So if you were basically to see a feeling as a small pebble, and you have a scale here, and you start to have all of these neglected feelings that have not been able to be shared through you or noticed or even in that sense applied through you, then these large stack of feelings now basically teeter the scale. And what they become is overwhelming emotion because you have not been honest with yourself. You have been neglecting your own feelings. You've been focusing much more on the idea of the ego, been focusing too much on logic, been focusing too much on rationality, and trying to feel like you need to bend the outside reality to get your way. And that again is what's going to cause strain. And so this strain of overwhelming feelings transforms into emotion. And that's what emotion is. Emotion's letting you know you're teetering over the scale here, and you need to address this. So what that means is that when you start to get very heavily emotional, as we talked about previously, establish healthy boundaries. Go into your own space. Work with these emotions. Share them with yourself. Do not feel that you need to take these emotions out on other people. That is only going to cause more trouble. Be in your own space. Maybe that involves yelling into a pillow. Maybe that involves, in that sense, stomping your feet. Whatever it may be, yes. Let the emotion out in the way that you can, through your own space that you choose to hold for yourself. That, again, is what emotions are here to do. They're helping you to basically, as it were, let off some steam. They're letting you know that you've been spending so much time fighting against the grain that you're now getting exhausted, you're now getting frustrated, you're now getting angry, you're getting apprehensive, etc. And so these emotions will escalate you. It's your own emotional body's defense mechanism. So when you start working together with these emotions, you're able to let them out in a way that you feel that you are holding space for yourself. Now, in that sense, all that steam is coming off the kettle. And now it's starting to cool down. You're taking it off the burner. It's now starting to settle a lot more. Now that you have let out that emotion in the way that you feel is appropriate for yourself, you can now start to reflect in regards to what that emotion is attempting to tell you. It's not about trying to figure the emotion out while you're experiencing the emotion. You can't. Because emotions really are confinements. It's like being in a prison cell. The only thing that exists within you in that moment is the intensity of the emotion itself. Everything else within reality blackens itself out. And all that you're facing together is the idea of this emotion. That becomes your entire reality. That's the point. Because your emotion is letting you know you need to pay attention to this. You need to understand exactly why this emotion has flared up. And you need to process it. You need to allow it to run its course. And again, just like you're taking the tea kettle off the stove and you're cooling it down, this is exactly what's happening with you. Let yourself cool down. As you cool down, you can now start to reflect upon that emotion about what's been happening. And now you're able to take action because now your body, your emotions can start to express themselves to you. You had this experience because you've been taking on too much. You've been too overwhelmed because you're trying to make something that you know is not yours to work, to try to work. You're trying to, again, bend so much of outer reality. To feel like if I bend outer reality, then this will curry in my favor. It won't. The whole idea here is being able to listen to your emotions, to letting you know that when something doesn't work, your own feelings are going to tell you this right away. It's not going to be your thoughts. Your thoughts can lie to you. Your ego can lie to you. Logic can lie to you. Your heart, your feelings do not lie to you. They tell you the truth, but because many of you don't really want to hear the truth, you'll think of it as a lie because it becomes an inconvenient truth. So it's just asking the idea, do I prefer an inconvenient truth or do I prefer a beautiful lie? Because if you start walking the beautiful lie path, then you're going to continue to escalate your energy and you're going to continue to escalate these emotions. So these emotions are being built up over time. They're the idea in that sense to where there has been lack in understanding your own feeling, in being attentive to what your feelings are trying to tell you. So you may, for example, have a really nice job interview and saying, oh, that interview went together well. I think I'm going to prosper in this job altogether. And the feeling says, no, you won't, because it's not for you. Oh, ego, be quiet. And you think it's the ego, when in fact it's actually the heart. The heart is telling you, no, this will not succeed. It's not for you. It's not your path. And so the whole idea is about you being able to distinguish what is the aspect of ego from what is the aspect of true heart feeling. Because many of you will actually mistake it for the aspect of ego thought. So the whole idea here is that you want to spend more time with your heart, because here's the idea. Once you develop relationship with your heart will inform you that it is actually a heartfelt feeling that's coming through. You'll feel a flutter. You'll have something that will come through you, and you will know, oh my goodness, that was something from my heart. It's when people start living in their solar plexus. They start living in the base chakra. They start living in the lower chakra regions and basically want stimulation, desire, attention, all of this. And they get these aspects of the heart confused because they haven't been able to give themselves time to form a relationship with the heart. And what that means is that you want to be all right with your feelings. You want to go into your feelings. You want to feel them. You want to know what it's like to have that little flutter of feeling that's telling you something precognitively, because that's how the feelings work. When you start to develop a relationship with the heart and you start to feel your feelings as they come through, you will know right away when a feeling is coming through. As we stated, the heart will tell you. So you want to form a bond with the heart. You want to start meditating. You want to start talking as if the heart has a voice. So you're basically focusing on this little beating thing in your chest, and you're tuning in, and you're allowing your feelings to come out. Sometimes this can be a tearful encounter, but it is necessary. Again, it can also represent the states of great excitement, great happiness, of course. But it is those who are truly in tune with their heart to understand when their heart is talking to them instead of their ego mind. That's the important part. This is what you want to focus on. Heart-centered, focused. Concentration, relaxation, realization, rapport, relationship. So the more that you focus upon your heart and create that relationship inside with it, by working with your feelings, by just going throughout your day and discovering, oh, something just came up within me. Was it an ego thought or was it my heart feeling? And this is what you want to understand. So the whole idea again is that the ego has no capability whatsoever of guiding you in this life. It can't. It's a memory device. Your heart is the ability to guide you. It is the nature that's helping you to follow a path that's true to you. So you want to work with that heart. You want to be the center of that focus and allow the heart to form a relationship with you, which means be soft with yourself, be gentle with yourself, be delicate with yourself, unleash the feminine within yourself. And the heart starts to open up like a blossoming flower. And now you're no longer concerned about the idea of saying, well, was this ego thought or was this heart feeling? Because when you spend more time with the heart, you feel what your feelings feel like. You're no longer confused. You can even talk to your heart and saying, heart, when this is from you, flutter. When this is from you, feel warmth in your hands. When this is from you, create some particular type of trigger point to letting you know that your heart is speaking to you. And your heart will listen to you because you're now listening to the heart. That's how you're able to work past these heavy emotions. Not attempting to feel like you are concerned about whether this is an ego thought or a heart feeling. No longer neglecting your feelings. Opening yourself up to the degree that you can, so that your heart can truly speak to you. So now you know exactly what's an ego thought because you're not getting that flutter. You're not getting that sensation. You're getting that sensation, that flutter, when the heart speaks to you. Therefore, you become your own gauge. And now you know what is true to yourself because you formed a relationship with the heart. And that is how to process these states of emotion. The function of emotion is to just let you know that you're again going against the grain, that your gauge is often to the red. So work on self-correction as you start to develop feelings through the heart and make the heart your greatest ally.